All right. I think we'll get today's third Women Plus Water conversation started for 2024. So I want to begin today by acknowledging that all of us are participants today from traditional territories of the First Peoples across the country and around the world. Those of us who are in Saskatoon, like I am today, we are gathering here on Treaty 6 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis. The University of Saskatchewan is committed to honoring and supporting the Indigenous peoples, Indigenous cultures, Indigenous values, and Indigenous languages that belong to the land. Water is the lifeblood of people and societies, connecting us. We pay our respect to the First Nation and Métis ancestors of the Saskatoon region and reaffirm our relationship with one another and with the land and waters that are essential to our health and well-being. So I invite you all today who are joining us from other territories to reflect on and recognize the lands and waters that you call home, and also to set an intention to have a very positive and very productive discussion today. So I am Stacy Demansky. I am the outreach specialist at the Global Institute for Water Security and the Global Water Futures program at the University of Saskatchewan. And today is a very important Women Plus Water conversation, and it's on leveraging water for peace. This lecture is in honor of the United Nations World Water Day, which is celebrated on March 22nd each year. And our conversation today mirrors this year's World Water Day theme of that leveraging water for peace. This theme is a reminder that water can create peace or it can spark conflict. And it's essential for us to come together around water, utilizing it as a force for peace, and also thereby establishing the groundwork for a more secure and prosperous future. So today's conversation between our esteemed guests will focus on the role of women in water for peace, including the challenges they face and what it signifies when women are part of the peace process in water. So thank you all for joining us today. To highlight some logistics for how the event will run for everybody today, this event is in English, and we also have the ability to listen in French, and you can do so by clicking the globe-shaped interpretation button in the bottom toolbar and choosing your French. This event will be about 1 hour in length, and it's being recorded in both the English and French. And then we'll be posting recordings on the website in the weeks following today. This event is also being captioned live, sorry. If you would like to access the closed captions, please click that CC button in the toolbar and English captions will be visible for you at the bottom. In the last 5 or 10 minutes of today, there will be opportunities to take some questions from the attendees. So please use that Q&A function at the bottom to submit your questions, and then we can draw upon those to pose to the guests at the end of the conversation. And then lastly, we invite all of the students and young professionals that are here today to stay on after this event, after this conversation, to have a bit more of an open and intimate discussion with our esteemed guests. We really extend our gratitude to the guests today, all of you, for volunteering your time extra to have this discussion, more intimate conversation. So thank you. So I am delighted now to introduce you all to our esteemed guests for today, and we'll give a bit of a brief introduction. If you would like to learn more about them, their full biographies are available on our website, so a link will be available in the chat for you to click in. So first up, I'd like to introduce you guys all to Dr. Isabela Espindola. So Isabela is a water professional with experience in international relations and environmental issues. She is dedicated to transboundary water governance, sustainable development, and global youth and women engagement in the water sector. So welcome, Isabela. We're really excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Stacy. It's lovely to be here today.
Thanks. Next up, we have Commissioner Adriana Reséndez. So Commissioner Adriana is the head of commissioner of the Mexican section of the International Boundary and Water Commission. She is the first woman to hold this position. Commissioner Adriana has participated in the negotiation of several commission minutes, as well as in joint interinstitutional and binational coordination for the development of key projects in the US-Mexico border region. So we welcome you, Commissioner Adriana. Apologies. Thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here.
Fabulous. And lastly, I see we have Dr. Zodwa Dlamini on the call as well. Thank you, Zodwa, for joining us. Zodwa is an independent consultant and seasoned international transboundary water management specialist, development professional, and senior infrastructure projects manager. Zodwa oversaw the Lesotho, Highlands Water Commission, which is a binational project which delivers water from the highlands of Lesotho to South Africa and generates hydroelectric power for Lesotho. So it's Africa's largest water transfer scheme to date. Dr. Dlamini is also the founding member of the Women in Water Diplomacy Network in the Nile Basin and is currently serving on the Leadership Council. So welcome, Dr. Dlamini. We're really excited to have you here. Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy and very much honored to be with all of you today. Thank you.
Thank
you. And I'm sorry I have flu, so my voice is a bit sketchy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling okay, at least.
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay, fabulous. All right, without further ado, I will pass this over to Isabela to take over and host today's conversation. Thank you all so much. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Stacey. So let me start by sharing my screen. Hi. Perfect. I hope that you all can see my screen right now.
It's great.
Perfect. Thank you. So welcome everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in the world right now. My name is Isabela Espindola, and I will be your host today. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude for the Woman Plus Water team for the invitation to be your host for one of these amazing lecture series that we are having. As a young professional and part of the Woman Plus Water experts list, this is a great responsibility and at the same time a great pleasure to be here. And since we are having this conversation together, I just want to give a little overview about who am I, so you can understand a little about my role in this intersection of water and peace. And I would say that we also prepare like some questions for our esteemed guest today. And with that being said, I would like to advise Dr. Zodwa and Commissioner Adriana that we prepare some questions, and we really want to have an engaging audience with all the participants today. And I have prepared like some questions that you already know. So from my side, I'm a water professional from Brazil. I've been working with transboundary water cooperation, water diplomacy since my master's degree. And this has been kind of my passion about it. And recently I published one of the books on transboundary water management. So I will be posting this information in the chat later today. And I don't want to take more time from all of you in my perspective, because I really want to have this conversation with our esteemed guests on this. So for the participants to know a little bit of what we prepare to our guests, these are some of the questions that we have on this. And so to start this conversation, I would like to ask all of you, not only the speakers, to reflect on what is your role for the water and peace perspective, and how did you get to be in this role? In other words, I want you to think about what is the roles that you play in promoting water and peace initiatives, and how you have arrived at your current positions. And so again, this is not only from the speakers, the participants, they can type in the chat. So feel free to post it in the chat, and don't forget to introduce yourselves, stating where you're from and sharing your contact details in case you're comfortable with. And while you are reflecting on your journey, and our speakers are also like preparing their insights regarding their pathways, I would like to share my experience and narrative with all of you. And I will check the chat later to see all your contributions. But I always believe that we should lead by example. So this is me leading by example, sharing my experience in terms of water and peace. And I always see my role as a water professional as multifaceted and impactful. I do have a background in international relations, environmental sciences, and an extensive experience in water governance, policy advocacy, and stakeholder engagement. I have played a significant role in promoting transboundary water cooperation, especially by disseminating knowledge through my academic career on this. And when it goes to my academic pursuits, this includes my PhD, where I focus on hydropolitics and transboundary water governance. And through my research and engagement with international organizations, river basin organizations, NGOs, and other water stakeholders, I gained some valuable insights into all these complexities that we have around water resources management. Also the role of diplomacy and how diplomacy can play and really shape to resolve water conflicts around the world. And also the importance of fostering cooperation and collaboration among riparian countries. In terms of my professional experience, I would say that they definitely further enriched my understanding of water and peace dynamics. As a senior officer, I served as a focal point for water policy and regulation, and I led initiatives that aimed to promote sustainable and a water-wise management practice, and of course, engaging stakeholders at different levels. So I coordinated events, I built partnerships with different stakeholders, and I always continue to advocate for policy changes to enhance water governance frameworks across boundaries. And I have been quite engaged and involved with initiatives focused on young people, such as the Global Youth Movement for Water. And I continue with my contributions to research publications on transboundary water governance, which I consider that they underscore my commitment to advance water and peace at this international level. So I would say that overall, my role for a water and peace perspective can be characterized by being a catalyst for positive change on this. So my role has been shaped with all my experiences, and I am still learning, and I'm always keen to share my learnings because I believe in this peer-to-peer learning. So this is an overview about what is my role connected to water and peace. I will be checking the chat what our participants are contributing. And while I'm doing this, I would like to ask Commissioner Adriana to share her narrative, to share her experience between water and peace. I will stop sharing my screen so we can all see her.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you what is our role like women in water. I'm Adriana Reséndez. I'm the Mexican commissioner of the International Boundary and Water Commission between Mexico and the United States. I'm a civil engineer, and I have some studies in water resources. I have 20 years working in this commission in several areas, but I think the most important is to be a commissioner. And how did I get my position in this commission? I can say that it was only through my work, to which I have dedicated all my abilities trying every day to give my best. Also, I want to appoint that thank you for my country's feminist foreign policy. I'm going to read this, which aims to reduce and eliminate the structural differences, gaps, and genders inequalities in order to build a more just and prosperous society. This policy responds to social demands and recognizes and promotes gender equality. That's the policy that I get this position like a commissioner. Thank you to my country to promote these kind of policies. The IBWC is a technical commission whose the objective is to resolve border issues in terms of boundary and waters. Yes, it has two sections, one Mexican and one US section. Each of one of those sections is headed by a commissioner. By treaty, both commissioners must be engineers. That's the reason that is only few women in that position. This commission has been existent for 135 years, and for the first time in history is headed by women. I am the first woman in the Mexican section, and my counterpart is the second woman commissioner. What this has meant, we have a similar vision of challenges we are facing. We have a similar history. We are wives, we are mothers, and we have to combine homework with professional work. This has brought us together. We are friends and we are colleagues, even if we represent the interests of our countries. And we seek joint solutions to very diverse problems through the world. Those are some pictures from my colleague Maria Elena and me. Can you see our swearing in ceremonies? It was only at the same time. That was wonderful because she swore in September and I in October at the same time. And the other picture is we are signing a minute of our commission. And it's important because if you can see the picture, there are 3 women in that picture. Those are the secretaries and commissioners. We are more women right now. And just as an introduction, SILA jurisdiction is in territory, boundaries, surface water, groundwater, sanitation, and water quality, and in projects on international boundary. The next one, please. The US and Mexico border has 3 international rivers. The waters of those rivers are divided between the 2 countries in accordance with 2 important treaties, the Convention of 1906 and the Water Treaty of 1944 Water Treaty. You can see the Colorado River. Mexico receives water from that river, and Mexico gives water to the United States from the Rio Bravo River. And we have also a small river, is the Tijuana River, that has a problematic with sanitation. So that's the most important part of our border between Mexico and the United States. And we are facing right now 3 big challenges. I'm going to talk later about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Adriana, for sharing your expertise and experience between like being a professional with water and peace. And now I would like to hand over to Dr. Zodwa so she can share what is her role in water and peace. Dr. Zodwa, we cannot hear you.
Can
Yes,
you hear me
now.
now?
Yes, now we can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. As I said, I am from South Africa. I was the first woman commissioner for the Lesotho Highlands Water Project. That is a bilateral project between the government of South Africa and the Kingdom of Lesotho. And Lesotho is a landlocked country and inside of South Africa, and with the highlands where the waters come. And in fact, the most important aspect about Lesotho is the fact that it's like the area where most of the precipitation for the for the four countries of the Orange Sinku are getting their precipitation from, which is the four countries being Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, and South Africa. However, for South Africa, because you know, South Africa and all these other the three countries, you know, this region is very, very water scarce. And hence it was very important at the time for South Africa to think about ways and means of ensuring that economic development in South Africa occurs. However, as you all know, that it would not just occur without, you know, a good infrastructure as well as water, which we all know that it's so important when it comes to industrialization, as well as irrigation. That is what the main purpose of this water scheme that is between South Africa and Lesotho. However, what happened is that you know, the various studies were conducted between South Africa and Lesotho in terms of really trying to see how this would work, especially because at the time, when we look at the historical event, we were still, you know, in the apartheid era. And most of the countries around, you know, the SADC, as well as in the continent of Africa, were very skeptical about the intentions of South Africa, which was, you know, white-led and yet very, very racially discriminatory in all its forms. However, this was one of the most important projects that they ever came up with, where it was decided, you know, and it decided that, you know, there will be a piece in terms of ensuring that South Africa does get the water from Lesotho into South Africa, and you have that major transfer scheme. And that transfer scheme, as we move on, that is when I was also appointed in 2005 after phase 2 of the Lesotho Highlands Water Project. And that map, that map shows, in fact, down here you will also see, if it is clear, I'm not sure, that it shows the table, it shows the precipitation of the various four countries, you know, the countries there. And the Lesotho, small as it is, but that is where most of the water is. And so when I was appointed as the first Black woman and as the very first woman leading these men, white men, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of skepticism, and I also, you know, I would also experience a lot of juggling and as well as pushing on some of the things that I wanted to do and, you know, bring in, which of course, somehow, you know, with your own style of management, one has to be very, very resolute in ensuring that you achieve what you have already set yourself up to. And that is what happened. But most importantly, as I said, this treaty was signed in 1986 by both the Lesotho government and interestingly enough about this treaty was that the treaty was an overall treaty for all the phases that would come. And we know that initially the feasibility said there would be 5 phases, but the treaty was very clear that after phase 1A and B, it had happened, all the subsequent phases would have to be renegotiated, so that there's no way that we can say, now in 1986, we signed a treaty, so all the subsequent phases are already covered. That was not how it was done. But most importantly, that talks to what we call good faith, because it was saying we never know what future will hold. And as it is important for us to ensure that other people also have a chance to can do something. So that is what happened. And so Katse Dam was built, which is a double concrete curvature dam, height 185 meters, which is 607 meters, and 600 meters wide. And the Mohale Dam was another dam also. That one is a concrete faced rock filled dam, height 145 meters, 47 meters feet. And then also the tunnel. They are connecting tunnels because, as you can imagine, it's an amazing engineering feat. So that is what was done with over 1,000 kilometers of roads, gravel as well as tarred roads. And then on the Lesotho side, we also built the Muela hydropower station. It's a 72 megawatts for the pocket of Lesotho. And also then the last tunnel, which we call the transfer tunnel south. Interestingly enough, also for engineers here, and I'm sure an engineer, my commissioner will appreciate this, that even here, what was interesting about the Lesotho Highlands Water Project was the fact that the river sort of was turned, instead of going south, it was turned to go north. So hence we have the tunnel north, the transfer tunnel north that goes to north into South Africa. So this is how I was introduced into this. And so I was responsible for the implementation, but overseeing the implementation of the hydropower of Katse Dam, which you have already seen on your left, which is a double concrete curvature dam. And then the next one is the Mohale, that is the hydropower station. And below it, that is the Rockfield Dam, that is the Mohale Dam. Also, that also is connected, the water from Mohale Dam goes to Katse Dam through a tunnel. And then with the tunnel, there is what we call an intake tower that takes that water into a tunnel that goes into towards the Muela hydropower station. And the next one, the last picture there on the 4, is when water now suddenly goes into South Africa. That is the Ash River into South Africa. The next slide, please. And then the first one is the Madiba Matsu, the one that we have dammed to make this a big transfer scheme. So we built, in terms of resettlement for communities, and that is what we had to build. We had to build footbridges as well as vehicular bridges and roads. And then where you see these two gentlemen, I will tell you the story there. That is also the rock face of Mohale Dam, on the other side where the water is, not on the other side of the dam, of the dam wall. And then last one is what we call is the tunnel. That is the intake tunnel, intake tower that takes the water from from Katse Dam towards the hydropower station. So for me, that is how I got into this. But most importantly, I can move, that one is not in the slide. I was invited, let me say during that time, we had visits from the Nile River with all the Nile participants, members of parliament. And what we learned, they were hosted by the World Bank. What we learned at the time was that those people had never spoken to each other, and yet they share the river Nile, and yet that river is a river that, is full of controversy, but these people have never, ever spoken. And so I think the World Bank at the time was trying to bring them to see this major engineering feat and to see how cooperation can thrive, especially with transboundary projects. So they came and visited, and one was able to talk to them. And if time allows, I will also talk to that. But little did I know that in 2017, I would also be invited by SIWI to be amongst the five women experts that were called to come and facilitate the first ever Women in Water Diplomacy pilot project in Entebbe, Uganda. And that was the foundation for what we do have now, which is like a global network globally. So this is where I am. This is how I got to, familiar with issues of water, women, peace and security. Even though South Africa and Lesotho, SADC somehow, we are not in so much of a conflict situation. However, even if the situation is like this, it is essential that we also ensure that we maintain peace in all whatever we do through fairness, but most importantly, through responsibility as well as transparency. So at this point in time, I'm not sure whether I'm still within my 5 minutes time.
No, you're ready.
Oh,
but you were
okay.
sharing with so much like passion about it. So I thought
Okay, no, thank you. Apologies. Thank
Dr.
you.
Zodwa, thank you very much for sharing your first insight on this. And I think that now we can jump to our, let's say, conversation between you and Commissioner Adriana, so we can follow with the questions that we have prepared for both of you. And I think that until now, you both shared the importance of inclusion and diversity in water and peace processes. So our next question addresses the significance of women participation in these initiatives. So the question is, what does it signify that women are part of the peace process in water? And with this question, I want to invite you both to discuss the significance of gender inclusivity in water-related peace processes, and also to highlight the contributions of women and how we can underscore the importance of diverse perspectives in shaping effective and sustainable peace agreements. Commissioner Adriana, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you. With increasing in demand and water availability generated by drought and climate change, we need to have a better management of the water. The experience we had in the past in the Commission has shown us that we must work in a cooperation manner. Water is a very valuable resource, and if we talk about water in peace, but if we don't address shortages and demands and water stress that currently we are having, we must to be in a conflict. So that is very important, the sense of this. It is important to be sensitive to the social aspect of water management, which give us our gender. And there are more and more women activity participating in this area. So it's very, with a very particular vision of the water needs. It is because we have in our world that kind to be, I don't know, more more sensitive to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Adriana. And I agree with you. We have some skills that are deeply needed when we are talking about transboundary water cooperation and diplomacy, and when we are aiming to achieve peace on this. So next, Dr. Zodwa, what is your perspective about it? What are the role of women in playing with when we are talking about peace?
I think there is not some of the major problems that we are experiencing at this point in time worldwide is the fact that societies have always have this hierarchy which has not helped us in any way. And yet we know that when it comes to merit in terms of skills, abilities, there isn't anything that women cannot do. We may not have that maybe similar strength, but when it comes to governance, managing, that has been done for ages. You can only check, even when you go back into the indigenous knowledge system in those communities, you will see that women have always played a major role when it comes to, managing water and, be it domestic water or whatever, for irrigation, even though irrigation major ones, but women were always a part of it. But unfortunately, with of late, women have somehow, even when you go to various meetings, you can only look at what was happening at was it COP28 in Dubai, and you look at the pictures, you are like, where are we? What country? What world is this where it's only men and 5 women or so? And one of the most important things that I would also want to highlight is the fact that I think it was 2022 when the World Bank, or 2021, I'll have to check, when the World Bank conducted a research to check, with the energy utilities around the world, the involvement of women, and also to see what impact they had. And one of the discoveries there was that on all the projects where women are in the leadership position, those women are doing fairly well. And the programs and the agreements which are reached, be it on a bilateral level or transboundary level, those are for agreements are sustainable. So it tells you somehow that women have also their own style of doing things. I can only share also, please show me and if I'm going over, but I could see also when I started with the guys when we were negotiating phase 2 of the Lesotho Highlands Water Project as the chief negotiator there, being the very first woman and being the leading all these teams. Because the way I did it in a very different way. I brought my teams together, and these were men, and we are going to have a legal team. That you legal team will always be with us listening, and because I had listened to what they had transpired before in phase one, and that the other party would agree to things, and all of a sudden, when it comes to next meeting, that it's like, no, we didn't agree on that. So I came up with the things like, at each and everything that or agreement that we reach, we sign off on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Don. And I agree. I think that as a woman, we are all actually engaged and we bring unique perspectives, experiences, and skills to the table that are able to enrich the dialogue and foster, I would say, holistic solutions to all these complex water-related challenges. But at the same time, like while progress has been made, challenges, they do persist for women in water-related peace efforts. So our next question will explore a little bit about these obstacles. So what are the challenges and obstacles that you face as a woman in water for peace? Commissioner Adriana?
Thank you. Mexico and the United States share a border, and we are facing three important challenges, major challenges, the drought and both rivers, Colorado River and Rio Bravo River, and the sanitation problems in Tijuana River, in Tijuana area, San Diego, Tijuana area. For the first time in history, we are facing the three challenges at the same time. So we have a very big problem, and we need to find how we are going to get a solution of this. The extraordinary drought that is occurring in these two international basins has led us to seek new cooperation schemes. Millions of people depend of its waters, and at both sides of the border, and the availability of water is decreasing. What are we doing? We have some working groups, and to look how can we solve that problem, to identify water conservation projects, to explore new water sources, to jointly study the hydrology, and there is a big problem. So we seek the participation of all water users. We must achieve resilience in the face of climate change, which is a reality. One of the important points we are addressing is the environment. We are considering the environment as a user. So we have some solutions in Colorado River, but we want to have that kind of cooperation that we have in the Colorado River, in the Rio Grande River. So I think that the participation of women in this, in my country, principally in my country, is very important, because we have, like I said before, that sensibility that we don't need fight. We need to cooperate, because it's the only way that we can have a good solution for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Adriana. And I agree with you. I think that we despite everything that we do, despite the contributions that women have been making to water diplomacy and peace building, we continue to encounter various challenges in our roles on it. So with that being said, Dr. Zodwa, can you share one of the main challenges that you face to your career?
I think I can say as a woman being involved in this role was the fact that it's lonely being alone. It's lonely to be a second guest. It's lonely, especially when you come in, not coming from the engineering side of things. Unlike Commissioner Adriana, I came in from the social sciences perspective. But boy, was I prepared for it. I made sure that I learned, engineering 101, hydropower, whatever, 101, and made sure also that I became part and parcel of the various technical teams. Because a lot of times, if you do not even understand and you are saying to be leading people, then that is where they will, undermine you and make decisions. And yet you are supposed to be making the right decisions. So, I made sure that I understood what was happening. And it's just a pity that that slide that I said I would come back to you, which was showing the face of the river, that it's on the riverside where the water is. There was a crack at one stage on that slab of the rock face. Then the guys were going there, and we had our international, well-known international guys of dams who came to see this, and we were going to do a report and see what kind of mitigation would come up with. What I then did, I said, no, I'm going to go. Really? How are you going to go there? And I did go. And I'm just saying it's important that as a woman, don't be bashful and ensure that we do whatever needs to be done. Of course, even climate change, as I say, it's there in this side, on this side of the continent. But most importantly, it's a matter of how do we, ensure that there is resilience and ensuring that we get whatever we need to get. Thank you.
This is a really good comment, Dr. Zodwa, because besides the efforts that we do, we have our professional responsibilities. We have to balance sometimes with our family obligations. And we have all these diverse contexts in our society that sometimes they impose more responsibilities and more caregiving roles to females on this. And I would say that addressing these challenges, they do require collaborative and concerted efforts, especially to dismantle gender norms, to promote more equal opportunities, and also to create a supportive environment that this environment should be able to empower women to contribute effectively to water and peace efforts. So building in our discussion of these challenges, I have one final question to both of you that will address the need for a greater diversity in water diplomacy at various levels. So how do we increase diversity in water diplomacy nationally, regionally, and globally? And what needs to happen for change? And how could this be achieved? I know that is a big question, but I would kindly ask that you summarize it so we can stay in time. So, Commissioner Adriana.
Thank you. I believe that something very important is education, promoting the culture of water in all areas, supporting the education of girls and women from home, school, society, create schemes so that women can play a role in society, addressing the issues of motherhood. I think this is very important in addressing that issues, motherhood, and which is one of the main obstacles in many countries for women to be able to have a professional life. Government should create public policies to support gender equality so that women have the same opportunity than men. I think this is very important. I would like to finish this with some comments of my boss, the SRE secretary. She says last week, women should be empowered, but we not need it being better than men. Just be empowered to make it, to make their own decisions. So I think this is very important. I think men is a very important in our life. I am in this position because a man has the vision to promote a woman in my position. So we need to have that power to make our decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Adriana. And I agree with you. To increase diversity in water diplomacy at all levels, we need to adopt a multifaceted approach. And this definitely need the support from the government level on it. So with that being said, Dr. Zodwa, what are your thoughts about it? How do we think that we can solve this challenge, and how can we promote and enhance the participation of women in water diplomacy?
There are 4 things that I'm going to say that as a member of the Women in Water Diplomacy Network in the Nile Basin, one of our objectives is that to improve gender equality in high-level decision-making in transboundary basins. We focus on women leadership regional dialogues around the shared waters in the Nile and beyond, with resultant positive implications for regional peace and human security. That can only be achieved if we work together. Like we ensure that young women at school level as well as the university level are mentored, and we are very intentional about what we want to do, and to make sure that to promote these women to be part and parcel of to be in the water sector. And then the other one, we know that as women, we cannot be alone. It's important that we work together, because alone there's no way much that can be achieved. But together as a network of women, bringing all these skills together and cooperate. Right now, already now I have met yourself and the Commissioner Adriana. There's nothing that stops us from writing, a chapter on some of experiences. That is what it's all about. But the most important thing also is about ensuring that, we mentor the young women and the young professionals, because a lot of times we forget that when that as intergenerational women, we need to be ensuring that for the next 50 years, those that are coming, they need to also be preparing for others. As we are going to be moving into the Conference of the Status on of Women, we Commission of Women, we need to ensure that really in 20 years' time, we are not singing the same song. 50 years time, we shouldn't be singing the same song of inequality. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Zodwa, for your words on this. And I have to say that fostering cross-sectoral and cross-generational collaborations and partnerships are among one of the main things that we can do to solve and to increase this diversity in water diplomacy at all levels. So creating an inclusive and diverse water diplomacy ecosystem, which is something that we are really keen to establish, requires definitely a collective commitment with this. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, for your time here, and I will hand over to Stacy.
Thank you, all three of you, Isabela, Commissioner Adriana, and Zodwa, for all of your insightful discussion today. We've had a lot of good chat coming in, as well as a couple of questions. So we'll take up the last few minutes of today's event to answer those 2 questions that came in. The first one is going to be for Commissioner Adriana. The question is, being in the Rio Bravo Grande as no water course in conflict, what can we do as women to prevent this never really happens between our countries? Where are the opportunities for us to formally participate?
We are promoting participation of society, so we need to have better to implement that that kind of events, to share information, to explain what is the problem, and to involve more participants. Yes, we are open to all participants. We are open to have women in this part, because it is a very important issue. So we need to prevent an international conflict in that area.
Fabulous. Does anybody have anything else to add to that from their own regions or anything? Awesome. Okay, I'll move on to the next question. It says, obviously, they're thanking you for your presentation and for all of the knowledge and work you guys do on water diplomacy. So the question is for both panelists. Could you kindly share your opinion on which has yet to be discussed of the role on global North colonialism in water diplomacy? Zodwa, did you want to maybe take a jab at that one first?
That's a tough one. I think at this point in time, let me just say, I'm going to go in a very, I'm gonna go in a roundabout way by answering that. By saying I happen to participate in a high level panel of discussing issues of water between Central Asia, Afghanistan, as well as Iran. And when you look at those issues, the issues that are transpiring out there, it's sad, because yes, of course, we know that at some point some of the conflicts that we are experiencing are avoidable, and then unfortunately the world seems to be losing conscience to be truthful and to be humane. Because when you look at what is happening, in Afghanistan, I just came back from the Global Forum in Vienna last week, and people who are in Afghanistan, when they talk about, the inroads that had already been achieved, which are now being undone, where young women who were in major positions of power in transboundary water are no longer there, and some of the agreements which had already been achieved are teetering on the brink of collapse. So those are some of the things which somehow, for me, I'm not sure whether I'm ultra sensitive. I just don't understand how can the world, turn a blind eye. And that also takes us to the areas of the Gaza, and also in the areas of the very Ukraine. This is where you look at environment as well as environment and water. How does that also affect women? Because women are mostly impacted, and they are the ones who bear major burden, So that is those are some of the sad things that are happening. Only if Global North can be truthful, and pour the money where, we can't be talking about democracy when we are selective and sometimes we forget what democracy is all about.
It's a really, really good reflection. Thank you for that. And Commissioner Adriana, do you have anything to add? And Isabella, you too, if you would like to contribute.
I have something to add on this. I think that a way that we can incorporate is like to incorporate new perspectives and new voices in water diplomacy process. So bringing like civil society, science diplomacy, these are ways that we can also show that it's not only a government that has to be dealing with diplomatic process, but we have different actors that they can also play a major role in this.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you guys all so very much. It was a very good conversation. You guys really kind of brought light to some of the challenges that you all have faced and some of the opportunities that are available to keep on moving forward with involving women in the water and peace discussions. So, and also, so thank you all, but also thank you to everybody who attended today's event. The Women Plus Water community appreciates your engagement, and really we continue to grow and be impactful because of everybody who is here today and as a part of our community. So our next Women Plus Water event will be held on April 11th, and that will be in honor of Earth Day. And it's going to be on the topic of protecting our species. So if you haven't already done so, please do register for that on the Women Plus Water website coming up. And then lastly, of course, we always really like to recognize all of the individuals that do work behind the scenes on this Women Plus Water community. And of course, that includes Dr. Corin Schuster Wallace, Jessie Widow, Tara Hackle, and Chandra Rajawapati. And we also want to thank our sponsors and partners, because again, we couldn't do this without them, which is the Global Institute for Water Security and the College of Arts and Science at the University of Saskatchewan, and as well as the Global Water Futures Program. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all next month.